Okay, and we're back. Welcome back, guys. This is Mobile Esports Arena. We're your shoutcasters, excuse me. Panda user, sorry.
And Gia. And we're really sorry about all the confusion a while ago, but we are going to be back with a match between jyob and Artifice, I believe.
Yeah, I think those are the next matches will be streaming right now. So we're just waiting for the match to come in. So yeah, also sorry for the confusion about the brackets.
Yeah,
because
unfortunately, there was a little bit of misinformation going on. I did mention that it would be best of five in the early bracket, but it's only best of three conquest, and the best of five will be going on for the top eight.
Yeah, so as we've seen it, it was really unfortunate, a while ago for actually on have a tight side. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, and Choke will be advancing right now. So I think we're going to get into the game right now. So we're just waiting for a few moments, and we'll be showing the game. Mm.
So while we're waiting, we'd just like to thank MGEM again.
Oh yes, for MGM, thank you again for the crew for such for the hard work and dedication for mobile esports everywhere. To get to showcase these people that they want to show their talent there for mobile esports everywhere. So also a bit of a sidetrack for a while. For those of you who actually play the other mobile games like Vainglory and Clash Royale. For Clash Royale, there's going to be a sign up later about 5 p.m. So for those of you who are interested, go up and sign up right now today, as early as now. But when you register, think of your decks, make sure you make the right decisions with what you're playing with. And also going back to the engine crew, thank you so much also for giving us the opportunity to shoutcast here for today. It's been a great privilege just to be here. I'm excited for everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, definitely in Hearthstone, there's only been limited platforms for the Filipino players to showcase their abilities, and we have so many good players here. And the bracket has a nice balance between maybe more well-known players and also just up-and-comers. And we see some new names, maybe taking some upset wins over more established players, and we'll be seeing more of those later.
Yeah, it's been really nice to see more people coming into the Hearthstone scene. I mean, compared to before, but right now I think there are more people willing to join the mobile esports scene, and it's a pretty good sight to see. So I think we are going to be getting to our matches right now.
Yeah, in just a bit. Really hyped up to see some of these matches later on because a lot of the participants in our tournament are nominees for HGG soon. So here we're going into match one between jyob and Artifice, and it looks like jyob is going to be on the Druid while Artifice is bringing this what I assume is a mid-Jade Shaman, although having both the Chieftain and the Jade Spirit could indicate maybe a more heavy control style. And jyob here looks like a standard Jade Druid here.
It's going to be a battle of the Jades.
Yes.
Wow. The first person to get their 6/6 Jade out, or even the 7/7,
Yeah.
that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, Panda, I know a lot of people say that in Jade matchups, it's like, oh, it's all about who gets the Jades bigger first. But in the Shaman versus Jade Druid matchup, I do think it's a little bit more nuanced and favored for the Shaman because they have these powerful early game tools like the Trog into Totem Golem, which is such a powerful start from Artifice here, while jyob is probably going to spend his early turns ramping up. He might just want to wrath this Trog away because he has a turn 3 definitely lined up already.
Yeah, it's gonna be annoying on Joe's part. Like you mentioned, yeah, because Shaman does look like they're favored, and things will swing to their turn. So it's the Druid's job to make sure that doesn't happen. And at the same time, they have to ramp up. So I think Joe, like you said, he's going to be contemplating on whether to wrath this or not. I think he should though, because once the overloaded crystals and the troll gets that buff, that's going to be annoying. Taking like damage for that's a surprise.
He decides to hero power here, maybe wants to save save that Wrath for cycle, but I think in this kind of matchup, it's really valuable to get rid of the Trog because look at this pressure that's going to be coming in right away. And jyob has committed, I'm pretty sure, to a turn 3 Jade Blossom, which is a 1/1 does not contest the Trog at all. So it's going to be on jyob to be able to push back the pressure and as well as develop his own Jades. And because the Druid spends these cards on ramp instead of actual minion development, he's gonna have to find the Nourish to be able to just continually pressure the Shaman. And even while the Druid is able to develop just small Jades, Shaman has so much efficient removal for these smaller minions like Maelstrom Portal, Jade Claws, even a Lightning Storm can be really punishing. And so Artifice here, I'd be very content to just coin out the Mana Tide here. What do you think?
Yeah. Actually, with the way things right now, even with an overloaded crystal with 2-3 mana, it's a good. I think it would be a good call for the Mana Tide totem, but. I know. I think I would hero power. In all honesty, I don't want to play too much because I don't want jyob to see what I have in my hand just yet. But then again, it would be a good swing for Artifice as long as you get the cards you need. You cycle out those cards and continue putting on the board pressure. You're just gonna make jyob use his removals at the same time. He's gonna be having a hard time trying to remove other cards as well.
Yeah, and I know what you mean about maybe hero powering into a healing totem seems really juicy there, gets some really nice value, but I think the Mana Tide just puts so much on the Druid pressure because you saw that your opponent didn't play a Wrath on turn 1, so maybe you think, okay, my opponent doesn't have a good way of dealing with this. And even if he does play a Wrath on that, it never feels good, right? Because you're spending a spell on a minion that has 0 attack, which if you had a minion on board, you could just kill it for nothing.
Yeah, you just kill it for nothing.
But you never ever leave that Mana Tide up. It just runs you over 100%.
Yeah, so jyob looking like he's still ramping up though.
Yeah.
Right now, I think he's still contemplating on whether or not to play that.
I don't think it's a question.
It's a question. You have to get rid of the Mana Tide totem because once the Shaman also draws his cards, it's going to be a problem as well.
What do you think about that Nourish for ramp here? Because it looks like next turn going into 8 mana, he only gets an additional hero power to pair with this Jade Behemoth.
Yeah, it's really questionable right now. I mean, jyob's looking pretty grim. He's in a pretty grim situation. He's gonna have to clear the board, but with only one swipe, and he doesn't have anything else. But he needs to find some way to clear this. But it looks like he will be using swipe
like this and then follow up with a Jade Idol for minion here. You never ever shuffle in this match. In most matchups, you don't ever shuffle.
No, you don't shuffle because you need, like you said, you need the board presence to continue the pressure as well. So I think jyob next turn will be looking for the Bran and then
the Jade Behemoth. Okay, I can see why he played the Nourish now. Is it gonna be enough though? With Artifice gonna be overloaded for 2 next turn, he can still play the Jade Lightning, and those taunts completely shut out that 2/2 getting a fair trade on the Jade Spirit here.
Right now, wow. I think Artifice should have fixed his positioning on those units, though. I mean, it's annoying to see, but that's what he played with. Right now, I think Artifice is still in a good spot. But if he does nothing to answer to those Jade Golems,
he's overloaded for 3 this turn. I forgot. So yeah, this puts him in a really, really awkward spot now. It makes it super difficult for him to answer the Bran. It's gonna have to be.
Yeah, it's gonna still live.
No, if he plays a Maelstrom Portal, he can very expensively clear the Bran. He has to put the Totem Golem and the 2/2 and the 3/6 and then double trade into the Bran. But you absolutely need to clear that here.
Oh, it's the chicken. The Mana Chicken. Coming from the Maelstrom Portal. Oh my goodness. So, I think... No, he'll be able to clear the Bran. The Bran is the best target to pick off here.
That trade was a little questionable. Was that a damaged wolf that he put into... Because if it had 3 health, he could have put it into the Bran and still had it live.
Yeah, that's true, but...
Oh my god.
Artifice, questionable place right now, but...
Yeah. You mentioned the positioning a while ago too. I mean, I'm pretty sure he runs Flame Tongue in this deck, in which case you want to put your high health minions on the far left side, which he didn't really do, but... Well, it works out for jyob here now because he's able to swing the board, and all he's looking for now is that other nourish for draw eventually. But right now he has quite a good, not the cleanest clear ever, but if I were him, I'd be content to just hero power this 2-1 away, trade your 2-1 into 3-1, 3-2 and the 1-1, 4-3 to face. You have the board.
You have the board right there. Yeah. So, well, Artifice will be getting his mana back though. So we're gonna see how the turn does swing for Artifice. If he gets a spell, he leaves the chicken open.
I mean, I can see that Flame Tongue isn't all that punishing because it's only one minion there. If you do the 3-2 and the 1-1, you're punished a little bit by the second Maelstrom Portal, but I can't blame jyob for that too much. So Artifice now with the Flame Tongue and the White Eyes. You could also think about the Jade Lightning, but I really like protecting the Flame Tongue here.
Yeah, looks like he's going with the White Eyes and a Flame Tongue, as you called it. But jyob has a lot of options. He could Azure Drake or maybe even Wild Growth, but decides to...
well played coming out from double Artifice. Drake is quite punishing no matter what deck plays it. So jyob with another draw here, he's looking for a removal spell so he doesn't have to take 7 on the space and doesn't get it. Now jyob has to think about whether he wants to make double unfavorable trades with his minion to save 7 health on his face, or if he wants to clear this Flame Tongue so much.
Yeah, that is also a question. But I think jyob's still in a good spot to even trade some HP for his hero right now. So he's going to be doing that because with 3 cards from a shaman, it has to be another minion. So jyob's thinking, I'm in a really good spot right now. I think I'm going to sacrifice a little bit more of my health because it's not looking too bad for jyob right now. He's looking good on the board presence, and Artifice is going to have to answer right now.
I wouldn't say he has a read that those are minions for sure from jyob, but just knowing that it's a mid-range shaman and not aggressive, that 11 is just not really a damage. It's not an unsafe health amount. So he'd already seen a Jade Lightning now, and he knows that his opponent runs Bloodlust. So if you clear the board, in a way, it's kind of saving health also, or just keeping yourself safe. So jyob here, pretty nice to play out a 6 and a 4. You don't need the Fandral.
But he wants to continue the board pressure right now.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need the Fandral value is what I'm trying to say. I think it looks great on the board right here. You can just take 2 favorable trades and continue the pressure. And Artifice on 2 cards. I mean, I hardly see this from the Shaman, and can't help but think that maybe making a better trade a couple turns ago could have made this more different, although really good call from jyob to go for the Nourish on ramp a couple turns ago, so he could eventually get to that Bran into a Jade Behemoth really quickly. And jyob here, no respect for second Flame Tongue.
It just goes to the face, smirking. Well, right now, even with the 2 minions on board for Artifice, I don't think it's gonna swing to his turn. But we'll see what happens though.
He could Hex the 3/6, but then Maelstrom Portal and then get rid of the 5/5, but it seems really, really bad. If he Bloodlust here, Bloodlust plus Maelstrom Portal can get rid of the 2/6 health minions at least. But he prioritizes hexing the Fandral, which doesn't really remove that much damage on board. I mean, at this point where it's so late in the game, I don't really mind leaving Fandral that much up because jyob's already at full mana. He'd seen a Nourish already.
And his Jades are it's already a 6/6.
Way bigger threats, I think.
That's such a big threat, coming with jyob right now. Yeah, I think you would have hexed the 6/6 instead, or even the taunt to use Bloodlust, but he didn't have mana for it anyway. So the Maelstrom Portal does go down for Artifice, and what does he get? He gets a Priestess.
Not really useful here in jyob, but that's a big taunt coming down the turn after Hex. So jyob has to be aware that Artifice runs Bloodlust now, and maybe he didn't have respect for it last turn, but I'm pretty sure he should be able to. Oh man, or maybe not.
He doesn't care. He's just going face.
Okay, so now this is gonna be 18 damage from Artifice. He can put. Is there a way he can make it clean onto the Ancient of War. Well, I guess behind two taunts, jyob feels safe, but it's not like his board is completely safe and that he has good refill afterward. But I guess putting your opponent to 2 is quite good.
Yeah, right now,
Lots
even
of
if we-
emotes going on. You know?
even with the trades coming for Artifice right now, I don't think it's gonna be enough. I mean,
Yeah, it's not. But
even with the 3-3, there's still a 6-5 and 5-4 on the board. Even if you do go face, that's it. And for the first game, jyob is going to be taking this series with 1-0. So right now, Artifice is going to
yeah, we're
be...
just going through a quick overview of all of the matches that have gone here. You guys might recognize Karakute and Zadkiel, both HG nominees, and Zadkiel took that game. A bunch of my friends from Fireside Gatherings I see here. Agronicus and so on. Chalk and Havatite, which as we saw a while ago, Chalk took it.
Oh, Jay over Switch though.
Yeah, Mond also a nominee, I think. Garangano.
Yeah. So, wow, that's actually surprising. So, sorry. Here we are into the second game. Looks like jyob will be running a standard
Reno Lock, it
Reno Lock?
seems.
Yeah.
Mind control attack isn't always an auto-include, but I can see why you'd play it in a meta that has more mid-range shaman if you expect to see that. And Doomsayer on an early hand's always good to see, and he has the Twilight Drake to follow up a couple turns after. So Artifice gonna be pressured to have a really good start because the Reno Lock is heavily favored in this matchup, I think.
Yeah, so since it's mid-range, I mean, there's so many ways for the Reno Lock to clear the board.
Exactly.
And Artifice is going to have to find some way to, little jyob down, But as I see it right now, I
And
mean...
jyob here passing on the Doomsayer on 2, this seems really greedy to me. Oh my gosh.
that's true, but... I don't know what Artifice is going to answer with this right now.
I mean, lucky for jyob, Artifice didn't have the Totem Golem on board, but imagine
That's true.
if Artifice put down the Totem Golem and then all it would take is a Jade Claws to answer a Doomsayer the next turn. So maybe jyob wants to sure you have the early game on lockdown, deny the Shaman of the pressure, and then eventually you can use your tap later. And now he plays the Doomsayer on 3, and
But I think, that's
lucky for him. Artifice doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, but he can coin out and Jade Lightning, but it's gonna
No,
be a
he can't
big
coin
Jade.
Jade. He's overloaded for
Oh,
one
he's
because
overloaded
he
for
played
one.
the
Oh, yeah, my
Jade
mistake.
Claws last turn. So yeah, this Doomsayer is gonna go off and jyob with the greedy plays. That's kind of funny. And now he's gonna get an empty board Twilight Drake, no Hex in hand for Artifice. This looks like it's gonna go heavily in the Reno Lock's favor.
Yeah, so it wasn't that greedy for jyob, but
No, it was. It was.
It was?
It was. If your opponent had a Totem Golem there, that's just...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be.
But we can't be results oriented here. Like a higher percentage of the time, I think that would have been punished from jyob, but oh
yeah,
well.
but it did turn out in his favor. Wow, is jyob really playing with the odds here?
I mean, Artifice, we can see that he does run Bloodlust, so that's one of the ways that the mid-range shaman can kind of cheese out a win against Reno Lock. But of course, having to play Bloodlust requires that you have a board in the first place, and Artifice just lost all of his early pressure because he picked up the Totem Golem a little bit too late here.
Did. Man, turn 4 Totem Golem feels bad, man.
Yeah.
So much.
I mean, do you even play it here? You're just feeding it to the Twilight Drake. You could think about playing Mana Tide to try and draw something better.
Oh, yeah, that's true, but
It does nothing.
it
pretty
does
much.
nothing pretty much. I mean, if you want, he decides to go Jade Lightning
Okay.
instead.
This play means that he probably wants to at least hit it with his weapon already, so that it can be cleared either with the 2/1 board or Maelstrom Portal next turn. Gets a little bit punished by Earthen Ring Farseer, but I don't really. I wouldn't hate this play so much if he had swung with the weapon, but leaving the weapon up like that gets so punished by Acidic Swampus, and like when you're using a Jade Claws against Reno Lock, there's not even that many minions that you want to weapon down, right? So I would just take the extra 4 from the Twilight Drake there. But Artifice passing on that now and gets punished by this taunt, and Hex coming in a little bit too late as well. Although he can go Hex on the 4/5 and Portal and then still keep his 2/2.
Yeah, he still keep his 2/2 on the board because like you mentioned, you really need to have the board to cheese down a Reno Lock, because it's going to be annoying if he uses Reno Jackson right away, and you'd want to prevent that. that because when you have the board, you're gonna continue to want the board. But right now, Job is looking good on his part. But as I see it, Artifice is going to have to answer. Will he go with the play with the hex on the
I
4
think you
5?
definitely need to. As you said, you need the board here, and you need to hope your opponent doesn't have. Oh wow, he's gonna decide to do it this way and then play the Maelstrom portal. I really don't like this. What are you saving the hex for? Maybe just Mountain Giant at this point, but
Yeah.
after that, Twilight Drake is the next best target. He's feeding his Totem Golem into this Twilight Drake here, and I don't
it's
really like
questionable.
this.
Yeah, I mean, Artifice right now with the questionable plays. I mean, seeing it's like he's trying to punish himself for something. To be honest, but we can't say for now what's gonna happen. But it's still looking for Job.
Job
in
is
Job's
at
favor.
21. It's like completely safe. You can just take this great trade into the Totem Golem, play down the Imp Gang Boss, and chill. No problem.
This is no problem for him.
Yeah.
So I think you would trade into the Totem Golem. If Finley's not gonna do anything, he's just gonna stand.
Yeah, not at all.
I mean, he could go face with the Finley, or maybe even
hardly does much.
it hardly does much. It's true.
And the important thing to note is that Artifice has hardly played Jade cards already, right? So
Yeah.
Job can sit pretty knowing that his Abyssal Enforcer can clear nearly anything that Artifice plays this turn,
Yeah.
even through a Feral Spirits.
So that Abyssal Enforcer will be pretty useful right now. Looks like he's going.
To just
He decides to play
tempo
Brand.
out this. What?
He's bored.
Okay, I am very confused here. All right. Okay, I thought I saw the Finley going into the Imp Gang boss, which would have made no sense at all. I mean, I can understand wanting to play things out like this because you feel so behind, right? Maybe your opponent doesn't have the board clear. Maybe your Brand gets to stick, and then you can play Jade Chieftain for something like that.
But with 7 cards in hand,
Yeah.
everything's right there. I mean, Job is just going to be sitting back, like you said.
Yep.
So
Seems like a really easy Abyssal and trade for me here.
yeah, he's just going to trade into the 2/4, the Brand, and then
Oh,
Abyssal
this is
Enforcer.
actually the wrong ordering here because
Yeah, he kills the Imp Gang. It would have been better to.
no, I mean he loses a 1/1 like this. If you play the Abyssal first, you have a 1/1 on board, and then
Yeah.
the Imp Gang trades again, and then you have another Imp. But it's not really consequential. Job is just running away with this game. He has the Reno in hand, more AoE. He's got Emperor for Mountain Giant as well. Seems
So for Artifice's part, I think he's gonna have to hex that. I mean, your HP is looking pretty grim too, buddy. I mean, you're gonna have to find some way.
If you're on ladder, I think you would just concede here as the shaman, just save some time. But this is a tournament, of course, so Artifice still hoping that maybe Job has no follow-up into here, but I can't think of 7 brick card or 8 brick cards from Arena Lock here.
For Reno Lock's looking pretty good even against mid range. Yeah, as you said, even I was on ladder even with mid range shaman, and I could come up against a Reno Lock. No, it's not happening. I'm quitting the game right away. But Artifice still holding on to that slight glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Holding on.
Well, Job here, he actually doesn't have the most clean turn. He can only play 1 minion this turn, which makes it a little bit awkward if he wants to tap because then he still has to be aware of Bloodlust. But even at 15, if your opponent has only 2 minions and you have a taunt, even if it's just a frog, I'd be perfectly content to tap here. You have the Reno. I do like the Emperor here. He just decides to Reno right now, which is, I guess you can't blame him. I guess it's 100% never lose play, but I mean, I don't think he would have been able to die from any combination of cards last turn also.
Well, right now, I think Artifice hovering over the Jade Chieftain. Looks like he's going to try to get more board presence, but man, Job has everything he needs. He has like the Shadow Flame. Shadow Flames his Reno. Hit with the Reno first, then Shadow Flame, even the Shadow Bolt if you want to clear the board even more. But
and sorry, we have a bit of an error in the scoreboard. Job is already up 1-0 here, so if Artifice lost the Shaman versus Druid a while ago here, so Sorry about that error. And I guess, yeah, Artifice would just have to play the Jade Chieftain here. Nothing else really gets anything done. You do get a 4-4 taunt, then maybe you can go 3 to face. Maybe the Reno is forced to go into the 4-4 and your opponent has, I don't know. I mean, your opponent will always have something to clear your guys at this point, but I mean, what else can Artifice do?
Yeah, what else can you do? I mean, do you go face? Do you go? Yeah, he's just gonna go face with this. But
with the
man,
size of minions, I guess you're only scared of twisting Nether, but also Shadow Flame here.
yeah, that's true. So I think jyob right now, he could play the Mountain Giant, Shadow Flame, then a Mortal Coil. Well, you don't really need to hit the 4-4, to be honest.
Yeah, it makes no difference if you're gonna Shadow Flame Reno.
Yeah, I think he's going
You
for
could
the.
think about Ooze and Shadow Flame. Yeah, it doesn't make that much sense. It's
doesn't make
nicer.
sense. You know, that ooze would have been really delicious for jyob a while ago because Artifice kept his Jade Claws for like 3 turns.
Yeah.
He didn't. You hit it with it. But if it came earlier,
Greed
man.
everywhere. Greed.
Greed. So, wow. With the board clear right now, jyob in a really great spot right now. Unless he's going to top deck something that would make, the situation better. But no, I think that's not going to be enough. I mean, even with the Feral Spirits, and jyob has like Demon Wrath on board. Ooh.
Demon Wrath actually doesn't do much here, but even just the Shadow Vault onto the Flame Tongue, and then you develop your own Faceless, your Giant. I mean, sit pretty, man. You've seen.
Yeah.
Has he played both Hex already? I think he has. So.
No,
one?
I
Just
think
one?
he's only played one. He's
Okay.
only played. Artifice has only played one Hex.
You can
On
play
the
the Peddler
6th
first and look for a coil, so Demon Wrath gets slightly better. But I mean, I'm fine with just Faceless and Shadow Bolt. But looks like you're gonna tag a Peddler until the end of this turn, so it's just good practice to play it first, unless, unless he wants to play the Ooze out here. But I don't see how Ooze does that much more than a Peddler here.
True. I mean, the board still belongs to jyob right now, and
Yeah,
that
well,
Dark
he's gonna go
Peddler-
for the Discover last, which is, I mean, in this kind of situation, you're never losing. So
Yeah.
maybe a bit of BM from jyob here.
I don't know because Artifice doesn't have the cards he needs. I mean, even with the mana title, he didn't get what he wanted. I mean, even if you draw a Lightning Storm, that's still not gonna help you. I mean, Azure Drake.
What can I say, Panda? Turn 3 Doomsayer is sometimes good.
So it's good. Man, for those of you laddering, never coin out Doomsday.
He wasn't on coin, but
Yeah, he wasn't on
you should
coin,
play it on
but
2.
yeah,
You should.
you should.
jyob had some next level reads there. Or
Yeah.
something. Anyway.
I mean, I if you're playing against a pirate warrior, man, the small time buccaneer screws up with the doomsayer so badly. But since it got nerfed, the card's not showing up anymore.
Yeah,
which
Doomsayer
feels
goes off a
pretty
lot
good.
more often now.
Yeah, and
So Artifice is gonna go for the draw after the trade, but I mean these are all just habits, right? It's all mechanical, but you can't really do anything from this position, so the draw order doesn't matter. There's nothing he could have drawn to
yeah, he
save
could have
him.
nothing. And what did he draw with the Jade? Oh, the Thanos. No, it's not gonna
Would you
help.
take another 8/8 here? you
Yeah.
don't need to, but it's funny.
It would be funny for the lows. But right now, I think
He's just 2 off from lethal. Okay,
Oh.
that's lethal.
Oh,
You
that's
go
lethal.
Demon Wrath and Leroy. Easy.
he has enough mana for
Yep.
the Demon Wrath. If jyob sees it right now, we see it right now.
I mean, you could go for extended BM some more, but this is match point. Oh my gosh,
Oh my gosh,
hovering
he's hovering over the shop.
Jyob! Oh
Jyob,
my
come on.
gosh, no!
We're like, end this suffering.
Yeah, poor Artifice,
Stop.
man.
For Artifice's sake. You're too off lethal, jyob. Come on.
No,
You
he's
have-
not too. He has lethal.
He has lethal
100%,
right
yeah,
now.
with the Demon Wrath.
Yeah, but if he's going to use the Shambler, he's going to be too off lethal.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man. You know what would be
Okay,
if
he sees it. I
You know
hope.
what would have been funny if Artifice actually top deck his Hex against the Faceless Shambler and then the Bloodlust. Whoa.
Whoa, he trades. Okay. All right, jump with the extended BM.
Oh my goodness.
Great lulz all over, guys.
Oh man. What is here?
That must feel so bad for Artifice because there's just still nothing he can do.
Still nothing
No
he can
hex in
do.
hand.
No hex in hand. Even with the 6/6 Jade Spirit, that's not gonna do much.
If you've gotten hex, it didn't look so bad for Artifice here because dropped out of board clears, but he just didn't have the answers for these, so it's he
Yeah, it's
top deck
all.
Hellfire anyway. But
Okay, he goes with
oh
Leroy.
geez, jyob.
That's incredible, Job. Yeah, gee whiz. Oh, come on. You give me Hellfire.
Oh my
Come on,
goodness.
end this suffering.
This is way too much DM
Too
for
much.
me. I'm getting cancer, Panda. What's going on?
Even I wouldn't have seen that, but I saw
Well,
that.
jyob gonna take that game.
Oh my goodness, I'm dying. Oh, Hearthstone. It brings out the best of us.
And the worst of us.
And the worst of us.
Quite
Oh
typical
man.
there.
So Job taking the game with 2-0. That game was pretty good for Job right there with the favorable matchups.
And the one at the end, actually, he won an unfavorable at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning. Although can't say that maybe Artifice didn't play so optimally, but I really like that Nourish for ramp. I didn't see that in the
Mm-hmm.
beginning from Job there. So great play from him to kind of hold out for that nice brand into Jade Behemoth.
Okay, so for those of you watching right now, thank you so much for joining us on the stream. Tell your other friends as well. Tell your family, your neighbors. Hearthstone MeSA right now. Facebook.com/mobile esports arena. And also for you guys who are just watching, tuning in, tell your friends also. Like I mentioned a while ago, there's going to be a Clash Royale tournament in the upcoming week. The registration will be open by like 5 p.m. or maybe it's open right now. Just check on the website. Keep going back to the MeSA website. Mobile Esports, man. That's where it is right now. So also, thank you again for the MEGM team. Thank you so much for working so hard for everything right now, making this tournament possible, showcasing the players everywhere that they can play Hearthstone just like you who's watching it right now.
Yeah, and to everyone watching, please go ahead and follow the MGM and MeSA social media pages. They have Facebook and Twitter. And we will just be right back pretty soon. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Look at him.